and welcome from Inspiration House, the place for daily creative fun to you, into your living rooms. Oh, we got a bit better sound, that is great. I'd like to welcome some of my key helpers today. Come on down, Josh Kressel. Kressel even? I know your name, I do.
Hey guys, I'll be doing the same as usual, keeping the comments flowing, keeping it interactive, keeping it nice and fun, and hopefully you guys will join in with us.
We can't wait. And also on hand to help with, we're not exactly sure what, but who knows, Sam Gressel, thank you.
Hello everyone again, nice to see you all here. Hope you're having a lovely day. We're going to be doing lots of fun arts and crafts, hopefully.
Yeah, and the man behind the camera is none other than, what's his name again? It's Ollie
Hi
Gressel.
guys, I'm behind the camera.
Oh.
Making sure everything's going on.
Look at his arms are not just extended, we've got a tripod. So let's shake. We're getting techie, and over the next few days and weeks you're going to see little improvements in our delivery of art classes to you. One thing we're looking to do today is test how you feel about it being landscape. So it's longer, which I know isn't necessarily great on Instagram, but I think we're putting on YouTube, we're putting on our blog, and of course on Facebook. So if you can let us know whether or not you prefer it sideways or landscape or upwards for portrait, that would be amazing.
Also,
Thank
it's
you.
lovely to see Mandy shared the stream already. If we could get everyone to share the stream now and just get the creative fun out and try and get more people involved and enjoying this time with us as well, that'd be perfect.
That'd be fantastic.
Brilliant.
Because tomorrow we are looking at doing helping you be officially amazing, but I'll tell you more about that later. But for now, I'm sure you know the score. If you've got Magic Ideas box, please do get yours out. If you haven't got one, have a go at making one yourself. Because we're about to say the magic words. Are you ready? We're going to count to three. I shouldn't say with me. Count to three with us. One, two, three. The creation station. Exploration develops my imagination. I think it's worked. Has yours worked? Let's see. Did you hear anything? I know the sound isn't fantastic, but
Ooh.
I did. I heard something. Who knows what will be in the box today?
Ooh.
That is surprising.
That's where it's got to.
It's Sam's phone. My goodness. There's a lot of creative things. Would you mind putting that to the side for me, lovely? There's a lot of creative things we could do with this. One thing is not to put it in the water
No.
to film
Jellyfish.
if it's already been broken. Apparently, is it?
Never ends well. Never ends well.
No. But it was quite good fun. So, we were hoping to have a mirror in our box, but we haven't got any. So, we've improvised, just like you have to do at home when you haven't got all of the materials. So, we've put in a phone. So, we're going to be looking at selfies, super selfies. So, what does that mean? We know that often on our phones we can do selfies with all the funny animated bits and pieces. If you have any funny super selfies, we would love to see them. We did have one of Dad a minute ago, but we couldn't get hold of him to see if he would let us, so we haven't shared that one, but we'd love to see your super selfies. But today we're going to be making some, so while I get my bits and pieces ready, Josh, it sounded like you had something to say.
Couple of things. So firstly, it is Ed's birthday, which is Karen Lane's brother-in-law. So happy birthday.
Go, Ed!
Hope you have a lovely day.
Happy birthday, and I'm glad to hear that it's the big kids as well who are getting a shout out. And Karen is a legend, isn't she?
We've got a lot of people saying they like it landscape, which is good to know.
Oh,
Thanks for telling us.
Got a bit more elbow room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Karen Lane has said she shared it with Creation Station Guernsey.
Ah, hello Guernsey. That is good to know.
And hi to Imogen and Olivia. Lovely having you here.
Hello. Also, just while we get started, Sienna's singing, Lindsay Lackney, Sienna's singing just brought a tear to my eye. She's got the magic words down to a T. Absolutely fantastic. And Dexter's D yesterday, you know, I thought yours was pretty good, Sam. Dexter made this amazing D, and it was his first time watching. So, Dexter, absolutely well done. So, today, this first activity is quite interesting. So you can look at the mirror, but before you look at your mirror, we want you to look at somebody else. And if you can do that with some sort of pen, pencil, paint stick, or whatever you have. I've got a plastic lid. You probably want something to lean on. You can lean on the table, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to lean on a lid from my toolbox. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the person, but we're not going to look at the paper. And we're going to have a go at drawing with no looking. So don't worry, we're not expecting masterpieces. It's just about getting used to not just moving your arm, but using your eyes. Because art and creativity is often about seeing. First and foremost, we have to learn to look. So if you can look at somebody else, if you're doing this by yourself, have a look at mirror instead. And then what are you going to do for 30 seconds? And on your marks, it's not a race. On your marks, get set, go. And so if you can keep the pen on the paper and just follow the line round, don't worry, we're not judging, it's just helping you look and see what you can see. Okay, so that's me done. Exactly. You don't have to show yours. Oh my goodness, Sam, sorry, I'm so sorry. But hey, this is good. I like it.
That's nice.
And it's about, I like this angles. Often we can be confident when we don't look. I know. But think about how you got your balance of art. Did you really do that without looking?
Yeah.
So you've got a really good composition happening there. You've got some really nice movement in your lines, and you captured maybe an essence. Not sure what I did, but I certainly, if I wanted to try and draw a Sam, I wouldn't know where to start. It could be quite stressful. But actually, starting like this looks like maybe an arty type of portraiture, and I'm getting it all right and funky. Whereas it's just a way of getting over your fear of putting pen onto plain paper. I'd love to see what you've created with your no-looking drawing, but it's a really good way because we learn to draw first by looking. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. And so,
Quickly, just thanks to Olivia for sharing it with Rotherham and Sheffield.
nice.
And we agree, there will definitely be some Picassos by the end of this.
Absolutely.
And Lynn likes to say she used this method with her students sometimes. Great fun.
Thank you, Lynn. It's a great idea, isn't it? It just helps us all get a little bit confident, because most of us, I think, over the age of maybe 5, say we're not creative because we don't think we can draw. Yet we all solve problems, make connections, and also there's so much fun in having a go. It's not about the end product, as you've noticed in our Creation Station lives. It's all about the process, trying. And if we've got kids listening in, watching it, 5 upwards, often it's an age when we start to lose confidence and say, it doesn't look very good, can I do it again, I've made a mistake. Well, turn those mistakes into a learning. So sometimes when I'm doing work, and certainly when the boys are, we might do something once, but then we'll try it again and again and again. I think it's why sometimes it's called artwork, because sometimes you have to try quite hard at having a go, and the kids are laughing. But at the same time, it can be fun. But don't worry, if you don't get it right first time, you use those learnings to help you improve the next time. So what are we going to do next? Well, this is all about learning about how to draw self-portraits. So one of the things I wanted to do was to show you how the face is made up. So I really wanted to draw on my own face, but that was tricky. So I managed to get a ruler.
Yes.
So what we're going to be thinking about is drawing, and I got a welcome volunteer. So unfortunately he couldn't come down on the show, but he's here. And of course the first thing I want to do is just draw a little body, little neck and legs, and a tie. I don't know why I've drawn a tie on you, Ollie, probably because your neck was a bit too big, but there you go. So that aside, we've got Ollie, full caricature of Ollie. But we're not talking about bodies yet, we're talking about faces. So, what's interesting is if you've got a ruler near your house, in your house. Oh, you've got a piece of paper. This is a really good measure. This is 30 centimetres. I quite like to measure that, use that. And this side is 20 centimetres. So if you get a piece of paper, maybe you two could do it next to each other. So if you hold this piece of paper next to, we'll swap places. If you hold this piece of paper next to Josh, I'm going to go on this side. And if I measure halfway down here, if you go halfway, I'll do it on this side actually, halfway is weirdly at your ear. So if you got that halfway down there, this is much better than my idea of drawing on people's faces. That's probably not a good idea. But I am going to have a little draw over your lovely face, Ollie, if you don't mind.
Okay.
And then we look at the bottom. So we're looking at the bottom of the chin. Yeah, if you're doing this at home. And at the top of the head. So halfway is where the ears come. And just above the halfway mark are the eyes. Yeah? I'm so glad I'm not actually doing this on your face, Ollie.
Me too.
So then we can divide it. You've got the middle. So we're just going to divide that into 1, 2, 3. So do halfway of the two halves, and then 2 bits in between. Yeah. So halfway of your halfway points. Yeah, that's perfect. Something like that. So you can see here, at this point, is a smiley mouth. So that's the mouth. This bit is the bottom of the nose. Here are the eyes. Is this making sense? Can you see this, Ollie?
Mm-hmm.
The next line up is eyebrows. Then we go sort of hair, then a bit more hair, and then the top of the head. Here we go sort of bottom of the lip, and then chin. Because one of the ways of approaching art is, for me, when you're sketching, is you get a good structure. Get your underlying format and foundation, and then build on top of it. Because then you can make it quirky. But getting the right, it's called proportions, scale, is a really good tip to learn when you are drawing. So I'm going to swap over.
Back to the middle.
Then get back to the middle. So we're going to have a go at, if you could take that bit off, and then we're going to find a pen that works. How are people getting on with this, by the way? Is it clear enough? Am I being overcomplicated? We do like to try and keep our stuff really simple, but also elevate it so it gives you opportunities to learn as well. So we said halfway. I'm going to do the scale down here. We were actually, yeah, feel free to carry on drawing. We were asked by Sky VIP events to run events all around the country for Sky Junior Arts, and this is one of the activities that we did. I didn't expect to be doing it live, but we're going to give it a go here. So I'm going to draw just a really big sort of ovally sort of space. I haven't got a lot of width there. Big ovally sort of space. We know that the midpoint, what did we say was midpoint? Ears. Nice. And we said that the top and the bottom of the ears actually came to about 2 points. Actually about 2 of the points down from that midpoint. So basically if you think of it as quarters. So we've got an ear there and an ear on there. And so we said that the eyes were just above the midpoint. So it's quite hard to draw it here, but just going to draw some eyes here.
Looking good, looking good.
Yeah, maybe not quite in the right place, but you're getting the idea. So then we said the nose was at the bottom. Started about there. It's quite hard doing it, looking at it that way. But you get the general, yours will be much better. And then we said the mouth was about here. So again, you can just put a sort of line in for a mouth. It almost looks like one of those police ID things, but it's not meant to be. Then we said the nose comes, so basically, eyebrows. Where were the eyebrows? The eyebrows are...
The eyes.
Thank you, Sam. The talent we have here. I'm just going to have to just go in front of that, otherwise it just doesn't look like anything. And then you take your nose, and you can just sort of bring that down here. Yeah. Then we said this was sort of forehead or forehead, and then we've got a bit of hair going on here. However you want to create that. Maybe a bit of squiffy hair going up. So we've got hair there. And then you've got the chin, the bottom of the line, and you might have a little chin dimple here. So you can see when you get the structure, when you get the structure, you can then start to develop your shapes and characters. And I like it. Mr. Do you have a name for your character?
Egghead.
Nice. I'm liking the jewellery. And this is interesting, Josh. Very good.
Very nice.
And are these, what are these?
Dimples, maybe?
Nice. Dimples. So, as you can see, just getting your structure in, you can start to then build on from that. For those of you who are enjoying this, getting into it, it's a bit more advanced this for our normal class. Normally we have just been doing cling film and gluing and sticking. But, we know, there's lots of us here. You want to then think about the light source. So on this side, I'm just going to jump on this side. If the light was coming from here, where would the dark bits be? Josh, is the light?
On the other side.
On the other side. So you can start just to get a pen that works. We have a lot of pens here. You can just start to put some shadowing on one side. Just think about where the light is. And if you don't know where the shadow will be, if you get a mirror and a lamp and try, you'll start to see where the shadows start to come in. This is obviously very rough. Obviously, you've got a bit of the cheekbone here. And there's different ways of doing shading, which we might talk about over the next few weeks if people are interested. If you're interested, let me know. You can do something called cross-hatching. There's lots of different ways of doing shadowing and stuff like that. So it just gives you an idea of where the light and the dark is, because then you start to get depth to your picture. Or you can just make it up and do what you want. But it's just a way of giving you some structure to build from and develop your techniques. And of course that ear would be dark as well. So that did seem to be quite intense for one of our sessions, but we are mixing up the lessons because we run after school clubs for kids up to 11 and also adult workshops. So do have a go at whatever level you're at, and most importantly, enjoy it.
Karen Lane is saying she'd be very excited for a lesson in shading. And Lynn is loving the arty tips for older kids and adults.
Oh,
Good to hear.
that is good. Once you've learnt the foundations, then you can start to really play. Because I like working from foundations up. So some of you might have seen some of Picasso's pictures where he didn't put things in what we know were the traditional places. So feel free to play and experiment. We will be doing more about portraits tomorrow, where you will be officially amazing, but I will tell you more about that later. And we have one more technique and tip to share with you today. There has been, so we're going to do a bit of blow painting. So we're going to need, what we're going to need, boys? We're going to need some
Paint.
We need some paint.
Some straws.
Straws, yeah.
Use this one if you want.
Ah, that's a good idea. I never thought of doing it actually on one of our pictures. That is an Sam, you're ahead of me. So different ways of painting. We have had, I want to say, an explosion in the paint department. Only an explosion in ours. You may have heard that there was a massive shortage of paint. We have had we've had a delivery coming in. We're still delivering orders because we're self-isolating and the boys are volunteering and doing an amazing job. So if you need paint or products, give us a shout. So how are we going to do this, Sam?
Just put a little bit of paint in the tray.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Are we going for green hair?
I've got yellow because I'm blonde.
Green hair.
Ah.
I don't mind green hair.
Green hair.
Green face.
Green hair. Okay, cool. Yeah. It is about being creative.
Just a little splash of paint in.
Yeah. Don't need a lot, do we?
We've got a little syringe of water here,
Oh, is there water in there?
but we could just use tap water or anything.
Yeah.
Just want a little bit.
Yeah. Nice.
Mix it up.
Yeah. Give it a mix up.
Mix it up. You kind of want it quite loose, quite fluid.
Yeah.
Quite runny.
Maybe a bit more,
Bit more water. I have a glass of water handy as well.
just in case.
Yes, I like the professionalism of the paint thing. Let me squeeze past. Oh,
There we go.
nice.
There's a
Um,
bit more. Go on. Oh, loads of water.
Yeah, quite a lot of water. Don't do anything by halves.
How many-
And how are we going to get onto here? There's different ways. You could just spot it on, because it needs to be quite watery. And then you can do different things. You can have a go at blowing through a straw. We have these super long straws. They're from art straws. They're often used for modelling. Do you want to model a 3D portrait, Josh? Sorry. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a go. You maybe stick it in some, or just blow the paint. We'll do some 3D modelling another time.
There we go.
I like that. Yeah, maybe some purple for her. Oh, that looks good, Sam. Don't know if you can see. That's very cool. Don't you, can you?
I lift them up. Like.
Yeah, it will all drip down though, but it is nice. That is very cool. It's raining her.
Obviously, you can let it dry and it won't
Yeah.
drip.
Yeah.
It gives it quite a funky style.
Yeah.
Quite
Oh,
80s.
I'm going to try this one.
Oh.
I know it's not a good
Maybe
idea.
bit big. Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
So you can have, really trendy hair coming down your face, and you could blow it. Who knows? Quite good fun. What are you going to do with yours, Josh?
Try and make 3D sculpture.
Ah. Yeah. It's interesting when you give kids a challenge or yourself a challenge. It's amazing what people can come up with. So we'll see what Josh comes up with. I don't know if we've actually got that much time today. Other ways of paint blowing, you can wait till that dries and then add another colour on top. Or you can mix colours. So if we mix the purple and green, which are both secondary colours, so I think we might just get brown, but we'll see how we go. Don't have a go dripping that on. So if you haven't got a straw, yeah, that's a good idea. If you haven't, you could try experimenting with different thicknesses of paints for the funky hair. If you haven't got any super long straws like these, they are great straws, aren't they? I quite like them with Play-Doh.
Sustainable, not made from plastic.
Exactly.
It's always important.
Very important. Yeah, if you haven't got a straw, Ollie came up with a good idea. If you've got one of those big pens, if you take the pen out, you can blow through one of those as well. Or
It does look good.
it does look
Very
good, doesn't
cool.
it? And I think in one of our other Facebook lives, we talked about turning kind of little blobs and marks into little characters. So each one of those you could then turn into your own character portrait by sticking a few eyes, maybe a couple of legs,
Yeah.
maybe little zigzags to turn it into a dinosaur.
Very nice.
If you'd like to have a go at turning little marks into little doodles, again, it might be something that we cover in one of our sessions. But it's again, taking a really simple idea and just playing around with it. So I think have we got, I know you've been getting very involved, Josh. Are there any more shout-outs for the amazing people of the UK? I did want to say thank you to Sam Roberts with Harry. Amazing artwork. And the other day, Sarah Stiff was with Paige, and Paige did a super smiley rainbow monster stained glass panel with tissue and cling film.
Wow.
I know. A super smiley monster, which I thought was pretty amazing. So if you've been watching from Net Mums, we'd like to thank you very much. We have some new fun stuff happening next week. We will let you know about it. And we have been putting the menu up of our activities, of what things you need to prepare. We will make sure we do that by the end of Friday, once we've worked out all of the creative fun. That honestly, it is really planned out. Well,
As you can tell.
maybe not all of it. If you've got suggestions, we did get a lovely suggestion from Emily Philo and Daniel and Caitlin, thank you very much, about things to do with lolly sticks. So we will be creating a special lolly stick session one of these days. Tomorrow, I've talked about tomorrow. Oh, Josh. I like it. What have you done? You've made a 3D Play-Doh model.
Tried to make it.
You've done very well. You've done very well. A biscuit later. Yes, tomorrow, Friday, we are going to be doing an official Guinness World Record attempt. I know. Da, 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 da. We're running it. We've been running it for a couple of weeks. I'm going to be running it probably until we smash the record. To be honest, the goal is to achieve 50,000 online collaged images of some form of portrait. So tomorrow we'll send the list out on Facebook of the things that you need to gather. But when you join us tomorrow, the idea is that we're going to help you be officially amazing. So do tune in, tag a couple of friends, and let's together help us all be creative and make our days all a little bit more inspiring. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Happy Thursday or Wednesday. Wednesday. Friday, who'd have thought? Friday is our world record attempt. Keep sharing. It's
And one
fun,
last
isn't
thing
it?
to say. No, I'm not still on a box. Sam and Mum are just pretty short.
I said that.
That's pretty.
Cheers, Mike.
Alright.
And to all of you, take care.
See you tomorrow
Bye.
too.
Thanks for watching. Bye.